play it through once, because I'm going to upload this on YouTube. Yeah! I'm going to upload it first, just actually going through and solving all the puzzles the way you're supposed to solve them. Your job is a mailman, and you go into this house to deliver a package. As soon as you go in, the doors close, drop that right there, and you get this note. Dear visitor, welcome to my abode of mysteries, Mystwood Mansion. The dialogue in here is a little... yeah. Regrettably, you will find that behind you, the door is now locked. I didn't read that right. And you are trapped within. Sorry about that. There's a lot of locked doors in this that you just never open. But do not fret. I have confidence that your wits will prove sharper than the puzzles set in your path. So take your time, explore every nook and cranny. And if luck is on your side, I do have speedrunner notes. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to play it through how you're supposed to. I just know all the puzzles. But do not fret, I have confidence that you're with, so take your time, explore every nook and cranny, and if luck is on your side, you might just uncover the path to freedom. Also, kindly deliver the package to the mansion's library. P.S. The code to the briefcase is on the back. 347. That's this briefcase right here. That gives you the first key to this door, which is the study. That's why I put this box right there. And then you get this note, which tells you about a hidden button on the side of a desk that looks very similar to this, but is not this one, clearly. It's actually the one over here. Nothing in there. Door doesn't open. This is the final puzzle. So you actually loop back to this. Button right here on the side opens this drawer. And now you could put this last key, or this key in, and complete this side. So now we've got the puzzle of this photo right here, and this code. Remember, 1423. But you've got these outlines on the wall and all these pictures up here. So you have to match up that with what's up here. So it's this one, the owl, and the canary? Redbird? Whatever. I'm throwing those down there because we actually also have a key up here. All these doors are locked. You never get in those. And then when you put all these up in the right... what? The right place. I hate you. You get this, which gives you the hint here about the painting, which we got the code over there. Opens this, gives you your last key. Now you enter the study. I am doing a full 100% for this run. So that's why I'm carrying the box with me. This is our study. I'm going to put it right here because this is actually our exit we'll get to shortly. So I know the code to everything, but I'm going to do this as you would normally. So let's explore a little bit. Let's see what's going on. I'm just still in it. So when you find 5 of these crystals that go on these pedestals, and you look at the symbol on the bottom, and you match it up with this clock. So you see that the circle with the dot is right there. It goes to 5, right in the middle. For TV repairs, call this number. Okay. Get the TV remote. Nothing down there. And you get a train ticket. I'm keeping things organized as best as I can. Nothing in here. And then you get these 2 scrolls that actually don't have anything to do with the run at all. Over here you get another book. Doesn't do anything. Most of the books in this place don't do anything. Then you get 2 logs. Stop closing the drawer. And another train ticket. You can actually go add these logs to the fire over here. This is not important to anything, but if you're doing a full complete with all achievements as well. It was the answer you needed. You put this fire out later. But you add those logs for an achievement later. So So let's look around a little bit. Also, you have this camera. It's always watching you in every room. You'll hear it moving around. Alright. Then you gotta look for these books, the ones that are slightly different. And the reason you do that is the code for this. Right here. So look for the red. It's what? Red, blue, yellow, green. I know the code to that, but I'm going to show you guys. So red, there's 1, 2, and that's it. So we know the first number is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue. So it tells us that 5 is the second one. What was it? Green? Yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. And then the green, 1. Only 1. So it gives us access to this, where we can get this book. And this. And we get our second one, which I know goes on 3, but I will show you. It's the line OC. Line OC. Goes on 3. I opened these already? Yeah. Trying to make sure I don't do anything that I wouldn't have a reason to do just yet. So we get this Morse code book, which does come into play later. And the code to this one, see this heart symbol, tells us to come look over the picture that has a heart on it. So 5718. Oh no! It's broken! I don't know that code yet. The placing is very annoying. That's why you just throw things most of the time. But they never land where you want them to. That works. Move that, because I also need the hat. And I'll explain later... Oh, right, there's the other ticket. I'll also explain later why I have these items right here. I'm putting these tickets over here, because this is actually going to give you the code to this briefcase. And the way you do this one is you got to match up the yellow, blue, and red pegs. So let's start with the yellow. Yellow is a train ticket from Turlin to Waikoa City. What? Right down below. But you have to make sure that you go through Locksfield. Alright, and then Waikoa City again. Here. Sorry, wrong color. Because we are now on to blue. I'm not going to go grab a new peg. Going to Thee up here, but it goes through Turlin first, to then Locksfield, to Newshire, and then Fay. And then this one I know is from Fay to Leewood, but it goes through Turlin as well. So you can see each of them now give us a digit. It is 471. That is the code to the safe over here. Or this locker over here. Boom! We get another one, which is IC, or technically E, which is the very top, which is XI, right at the end. Alright, where... I can't remember where the batteries are for this stupid thing, because right now it has no batteries. I gotta find the batteries. Are they under this scroll? No. Not in that drawer either. Not there, not there, not there. None of that's important. I don't know about that yet. There, we don't know the code to this safe yet. What am I missing? I'm missing something that I can't remember right now. Is it that book? Yeah, it's this book. It gives us the tape. Tape's important for this over here. Gonna repair that and then plug it in. What that does is it activates our light. You know that Morse code book I put right there? Alright, but now we need to call the phone. Go. Just place it so it's in line sight. Cool. You look for the dot. So 1, 6... Oh, right, I need to take it off first. 1, 6, 5, 5, 7. And look, we have batteries. Where is that? What is that? Looks like there's a grate somewhere. Well, turn that off because it's annoying. It's over by the door, right here on this corner. Gives us this little cipher that we put here. And by doing this, we can get a code. So we've got 2, 8, 4. And what is that the code for? It's the safe. So now we have another one. X. X is X. Nice. But there's something else in the safe. It gives us the code for whatever's going on over here. Little dumbwaiter. This gives us our last one, which obviously would go in number 1, but there's the moon showing that it goes to number 1. Now we have a key. But where does a key go? We haven't seen a keyhole. Well, we saw the one over here with the fire extinguisher, but it doesn't work in that. So where does this key go? All the drawers were open. Well, it goes right here. And that gives us the last ring to this puzzle over here. Secret. Right of the fire. What's to the right of the fire? Right of the fire? Secret button. Another camera. So now, for the purpose of this puzzle, you got to connect the right side to the left side, which there's an easy path for it right there. And then you get this box. Well, we don't know the code to any of this, but oh, what? Where could that be? So we see that the switches are up, down. So up, down, up, middle. That's all set. So now we need to figure out this code. The missing number on the phone was 0. There's no 0 on that. And then, I'll show you this later, but there is Morse code symbols on these items. So the hat has the Morse code for F. This one has the Morse code symbol IV. Or actually, no, that one's... These two are Roman numerals. These are Morse code. This one is IV. So that gives us 5. And this is NI. So you get 9. So it is 0, 5, 9. And that opens the door to the next level. Well, I'll show you these real quick. IV, I, dash dot, which if we look at the book, dash dot is... should be I, right? No. What's the book? N. Sorry. Dash dot N. And then this one will be F. So we've got dot dot dash dot. Which we can see right here. I'm pointing at my screen, you can't see that. Dot dot dash dot. That was that room. So this is the box. There's nothing special about the box. In order to access that secret room out there, you have to do 3 things. You have to activate 3 separate things as you're going through the level, the last one being turning the box in where it's supposed to go. The first one actually comes right up here. Grab this light, put it there to open this door, and you click the eye. Every time you've opened one of the access points to the secret door, it gives you a little ticket. This one is observant. Alright, I'm gonna go put the box right by the door over here, because we're gonna leave out there eventually. Grab all these jewels here. Most of the wine is unimportant. But you see this little note here that tells you where the things go, so you know that the blue are these top two, opposite of the handle. These side two are yellow, and then the bottom corner two are the greens. Last yellow's over here. So that opens that little hatch. Get rid of this note that has a set of lights on it. Those lights are actually coordinates over here on this railing. They give you these bricks that you put right over here. We'll find more bricks for that later. Got the wine, and the wine comes important for these barrels later. Actually, you can do this. So, you see this symbol. This is going to give you access to the key for this cabinet, which we don't know the code yet, because I know it, but we don't know the code yet. But this tells you to click those in that order to give you a magnet. I'm not going to use the magnet for what it's useful for yet. Well, actually, I am. You remove this cork, which gives you a key. Alright, so let's take this journal here, because this journal is going to give us access to this area. So it tells you 5, 8, and 4 is the measure of the light, bold, and red wine. So 5 is 5 first, right? Yeah, 5 liters of the light blend. And then it's 8 of the bold. Leave this one right there. Eight. And the last one is the challenging one. Obviously, there's a challenging one. 4. So how do you get 4? Well, let's grab our 5. Just like so. Put it in there. And then we remove 3, because you can pull out. So that leaves us with 2. So now, I'm going to need another mug of 3, because we're going to leave that right there. So we're going to go grab 5 more. Remembering there's 2 in there, so now there's 7. Grab that 3 mug, which wound up over there. And take, because that leaves us at 4. A little green light turns on. Click on that. It's going to give us access. It fills through and fills separate bottles of wine in here. So grapes goes on the grape symbol. That one is not there. Wine symbol right there. Nope. Ah, barrel. And then you just look at the number. So we've got 1, 7, 2. So 2, 7, 1. Now we have more bricks. Oh, but wait. Now we can see that there's a code on the back. And we get 0728. Now, I'm not going to grab all this out, but this is how we get the code for the cabinet. It probably, I think it says it on here. The code for the cabinet is right there. And if you look, there was a location on there, and then you get these symbols, which tell you to look at this section right here. Got the little X in it, just to make sure you're looking at the right place. And this gives you the code for this, which is trap. I'm going to unlock it. Now, there is a cork in there, but I'm going to bring this cork with me because it's a little bit faster. Pop the cork right in here and start filling that bad boy up to give you your apple. The reason I'm choosing these specific items, I will go over shortly. And then lastly, the red bottle. And the reason I chose those specific items is right here. I'm trapped, I've been here for 7 days, there is no use, I can't picture how to escape, and the food supply will run out in 4 days. Okay, well, first of all, there's quite a bit of food here. There's a whole pie. There's a whole ham. I think he's fine. But if you look at the hands, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is use, picture 4, 4 and 5. Or, sorry, 4 and 7. 7 tells you that it's apple, red, and candle. And 4 tells you that it's the feather and cheese. Gives you this, which opens that. And the way you figure that code out is with this and on the back of the door. So look at where all the X's are. So you get FLIP, so flip, A3, B5, and C1. And you've opened the door. This is another one of those where there's more doors that are just locked. They don't do anything. Nothing over here is important, so you just need to look here. So the code for this is obviously going to be the flower petals. So you get 5, because you see it's pink first. Blue, there's 6. Orange, there's 6 up here, but there's 2 on the floor. So that's 8 and then 4. So you get that the code is 5, 6, 8, 4. You move this because you can actually climb through here to get at this door, but you can't get in there. This is actually the exit door. You need to get a tool to open these planks. I'm gonna grab this, take this with me, put this over here. I haven't done some of these puzzles in a while, so this is going to be a bit annoying. So in order to solve this, you have to follow the pecking order of the hunts of the world. So bird will eat snake, snake will eat frog, frog will eat bug, and bug will eat leaves. Gives you these little gates here that give you access to this and gives you your first pipe. You saw the pipes in that room over there, so we've got to fix those pipes. You'll get 4 of these. So now to gain access to this room is really simple. You click on this and it tells you big red arrow. Oh. Take this with me. And also, the reason this is broken, little small detail, this is broken from cutting this to reveal the code, and the piece that it was cut off was over here with it. This was cut off so that they could put the code up there to tell you how to get into this garden room. Alright, this is going to wind up in this cabinet. Eventually, we just don't have the key for this cabinet yet. What is the first puzzle? Well, I can start there. So in order to get the next pipe, it'll rise out of here. You have to solve this puzzle, the lights, and these levers. All of which are these notes right here. So that tells us the lights. That one is the switches on the side over there. And this is the gauges at the front. So all that tells us is off, on, off. These two are pointed downward. This one's pointed that way, while this one's pointed that way. And then the switches are like so. Gives us our second pipe. Good enough. Alright. I don't even remember what the butterflies are for. Well, you move them to get the code for the cycle, which you can just figure out by being a human. Birds eat snakes, snakes eat frogs, frogs eat bugs, bugs eat plants. What is the butterfly code for? This doesn't come up in the speedrun, so that's why I'm like, I don't even remember what this is for. Pretty sure you can solve everything without this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the trees. So if you look at that, so it's 3 and 2. 3, 2 gives you 6. 4 and 4 is 7. 1 and 3 is 3. And then 2 and 2 is 8. This gives us a compass. That'll come into play later. Why? What is the point of view? I'm gonna skip the butterflies. I know it's not gonna be fully complete if I don't do the butterflies, but I cannot for the life of me remember why you would need to do the butterflies. I will make it full, though. Let me grab this. Yay! Pretty. Okay. Yeah, I cannot for the life of me remember why. Okay. I don't do that puzzle yet. I'm gonna fill these in, because I know what to do with that one, but we're not there yet. If we look at this note, Gardener, do not rearrange the herbs again. My last visitor was unable to reach the dining area and left such a mess in the greenhouse. Basically telling us that we are not the first ones here, and we will certainly not be the last. T-R-O-P-I-C-A, tropical, which is actually the code for this door. What do I know how to do next safely? Well, I mean, we can do these. We can place these flower pots in the right place. So what you're looking for is these plants in the room. So we see the blue one is right here with this fern-looking flower. Where are others? So we get the sunflowers are on the big stalk, and that the red are on the big, thick green ones. So we get the sunflower, red, and we could just trial and error these. I know where they're supposed to go, but we can see down here that the pink goes on the water flower. So pink gets the water, and then the white would go there, but let me see if I can find that flower before I just do that. Where is the white flower? I mean, trial and error, you don't really need to have found it. There's blue again, there's red. I have no idea where the white flower is. I think I did just kind of, like, trial and error that the first time. Alright, that opens this up, and it gives us these seeds, which we're going to put in these pots. But how do we know the order? It's actually this right over here. You get these symbols. So you get that P is the rain, L is the lightning, A is the sun, T is the kind of cloudy sun, and then snow is N. So it gives us black, brown, green, orange, and gray. This gives us the key to our cabinet over here, which has a crowbar, which is important for opening the planks over there. And then we have this. Got to reorder these to make sure they match. And now we get our second ticket telling us that that room is still opening. Organized. I'm going to grab the crowbar, throw it over there. Is the... Maybe that's what this tells us. I already know that, but maybe that's what that tells us. Okay, I think I know what the butterflies are going to do. I don't feel like doing it, but it's the only thing that makes sense because I don't remember where else it would be. The butterflies actually tell us... Where did my... Oh, I already put it up here. The butterflies eventually tells us that there's a note that tells us that we can dig in this corner. That gives us our last pipe. For actually not our last pipe, our second to last pipe. Now the compass comes into play. I'm going to place the compass right here in the bottom. You see all these symbols? They actually match up with these plates over in this cabinet. I know the correct placement, so I'm just going to throw them on. But as you can see, rose, kind of twig-esque flower with pointed, flower with not pointed, swirly S, and leaves. And that gives us our last pipe. Yeah, the butterflies give you a butterfly token that goes in there that gives you a note that tells you to come dig over in this corner. So now we have all 4 pipes. And a crowbar. I'll be right back, pipes. So in this room, we've got all these pipes that lead up to here, and a bucket of water that has the key to the exit in it. So now, we are in the library. Now, in the speedrun, I'm just going to run up and enter the code, because you'll learn what it is here in a second. But I'll actually do this properly first. So you get all these books. I want to see if I can do this without having to look at the big book, which is over here. Those black ones are the code over here. So it's Red Riding Hood, lived in a village, wolf, I think, goes there. But you need to find all these books. You lived in a village... Bread. Bread. Bread goes to grandmother. What was in? Single house. So grandmother's single house. I think. I don't know. This hammer? Kind of obvious. Gives that one away. Yay! I'm gonna leave the hammer over here. This sun gives us the sun cabinet over there. But let me keep grabbing the books. Path. She decided to stop and pick honey. This one, I think is trap. Yeah, trap. So we're missing one book. Yeah, she lived in a big forest. Oh, I was close. Okay. She lived at Red Riding Hood. Lived in a village next to a big forest. One day, her mother asked her to bring her bread to her grandmother, who lived alone in a house. Wolf. Okay, I thought this was pretty close. Maybe it's bread wolf? Damn. I'm so good at this game. Okay. But here you can read the story. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was named Red Riding Hood, who lived at the edge of a small village at the edge of a vast forest. One day, her mother asked if she could take a basket of bread to her sick grandmother who lived in a single house deep in the woods. That's where that was, okay. As Little Red Riding Hood walked through the forest, she picked up some honey, I think is what that is. I think it's actually supposed to be flowers, but I think it looks like honey. A cunning wolf who had been watching from afar approached her. The wolf asked where she was going, to which she replied that the wolf pretended to be kind and asked asked Hood to take a longer path so that he could reach the grandmother's house before and set up a trap. This code right here is Enigma. And you learn that because it tells you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E, N, I, G, M, A, Enigma. That gives you the first part of the note here that's going to figure out this code. I'm going to grab these candles and start putting them on the candle rack over here. Are the candles in the hall? No, I don't think so. Where are the candles that I'm missing? There's candles everywhere in this place. Close that up. There's some up there, I know, but I thought there was more. No, okay. Box, get out of the way. Hammer, you're gonna come into play later. I can do that. So this code goes to this safe over here. Time waits for no one, basically telling you these are clock hands. So the code is 3689. Now we have the screwdriver. So I'm going to throw there, grab this. Sure, good enough. We get 3 more candles. Oh, that was the end of it. Okay. And you basically just try to line up the height with its location. And that gives you the code, which is 6451. Gives you the last code over here. Secret code to open gate of the journal is anagram left in reverse, but the false key to decipher code is opposite to paradox. No upside down at dusk. The door to sad north is palindrome of night gate end. If you had a stroke, so did I. But basically, it's just telling you to read in this order. This is the word count. So this is word 30, 20, 10, and 15. Little checkpoints. So the code to the gates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the opposite of this. And this, you look up here to get the code, but this tells you D-E-A-D. What? D-E-A-D. Which, what is the opposite of dead? Alive. Now I'm going to take the box up here, because that's actually where it's going to go. And in the speedrun, I literally just come up here, put it there, and close it. I'll send it on its way. Dedicated. So you get observant, organized, and dedicated are your kind of keys that'll give you access to that secret room, which is actually right down here right now. We're next to it. Essentially this window, which actually, you'll see this window, well, one of these windows, I think it's this one, later. Alright, so if you look at this, tilt to reveal, it's one of these puzzles. The key lies beneath the eye. Let me get this nice spinny eye. And right down here is a key, and it's a clock key. The clock key tells you to unlock the clock. But what time do you set it to? I'm not going to immediately set it, knowing the time. Let me go back, actually, real quick. Where did the hammer go? There it is. I'm gonna put this right there for no real reason. I'm sure you saw the interact button, but we don't know why that's there yet. Let's find out why that's there. Rotate. Use the hammer on the 5th step of the left staircase. Don't gotta tell me twice. And this gives us a code that will come into play for this. So I'm gonna leave that right there. None of this is... Sir? None of this is important, by the way. There's no codes on the mugs. No codes on the teas. Unlike in the last one. Dedicated. Alright. So we could solve that one, but I'll go ahead and come this way first. I forgot the screwdriver. Now this one's annoying. But basically you're looking for a 4-digit code, and you need one from each line. So in the first one, you're looking for 1000. If you look at the 1000, it's kind of this backwards L, which is right here. You can see it right here. None of the others match in this. So the first number is 1. The next number is 9, because it's 900. You can see the 6 kind of shape right there. The next one's 8, because there's the 4. And then the last one is 4, because there is the kind of Y symbol that brings this all together. So it's 1, 9, 8, 4. And you're looking for all these to give you access to the code to escape. Sir? Thank you. I'm not putting those in any order yet. So let's solve this one. The answer to this is purple. And the reason is you're looking for the code. So this symbol right here in the little transcript down here is R. Then you get E, D. This is going to give you P, L, U, S. And then this is going to be blue. So B, L, U, and E. So red plus blue. Purple. The end is your key to escape is, there we go. All right. I open at, and I don't remember where you get that code from. Where do you get that code from? Oh, never mind. It's the shapes. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it opens at 6:35. That's the reason I put the clock in such a decent position to just do that. This gives us our last two... Nailed it. Our last two last two placards in order to get the code to escape. The end is near. Your key to escape is... melon. What did I miss? Oh. Opens it up. And now we are back in the main entranceway. You can just leave, but we went through all the work to light all those up, so let's go see this secret room. One last puzzle. I'm not going to go through all this. But all of these give you a code based off of this paper in my hand. Screw the paper. But all of it gives you a code and tells you time. So this first one is 2:30. So that gives you UN. The next code gives you 4:05. And then I think it's some, I don't even remember. The code is unlock. You get that from using that paper, which I threw into the abyss, to decipher these, to give you 2:30, blah, 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 so on and so forth, which will give you UNLOCK. Where are we? So you find out this is the premise. These are the paths of escape. This is the box that you delivered. Right here. I'm not going to open that just yet. Let's read the note. Welcome to your esteemed role as Overseer 2. We have long awaited your arrival. You have demonstrated skills and expertise which make you a perfect fit for this position. Your duties are conducting vigilant surveillance of subjects within the Mystwood Mansion, utilizing our state-of-the-art security system, recording your observations, and organizing them for future reference. These are all the cameras that were staring at us the entire time. Subject 83. Subject enters the mansion is carrying the package according to plan. The subject solved the entrance puzzles with speed consistent with past participants. Subject appears to follow the instructions and bring the package along. A swift pace characterizes the subject's puzzle-solving abilities. Within the office area, the subject seems to outpace previous participants. Basically, it's a description of who we are. Different subject. Different subject. We can tell now we are on to 83 different participants. These are the ones right before us. And a blank. Subject 57. Convinced that the 4-unit cup is missing and is unable to proceed. It's my favorite note of this whole thing. There's a lot of jokes, but this one's so good. Because you remember the wine cellar? The 4-unit cup is missing and is unable to proceed instead of just using math. These are all the little notes, the different codes. This is the note that we get from the butterfly right here that tells you to dig right here. When you finish the butterfly puzzle, this is what it tells you right here. Different code ideas. 584, but just a lot of little secret-y things. Escapees, did not finishes, and then the missing in action, which were those people over there. These drawers, I believe, are empty. Yeah. But now we've finished the game. Got more notes over here. So we can open our box and take a seat. "49 minutes and 8 seconds. A little slow. I think we can beat it. As of last night, when I hopped off, I held the speedrun record of second place for the any percent, and I think second place for the 100% completion. So let's get going. It's going to start with just an any percenter. Ah. There's that little secret that you guys didn't get to see in the first one. You can just grab the crowbar out. 5:18 is actually a new record. For me. I don't know where that puts us at in terms of speedrunner.com. Let's find out. That puts me at 4th on the leaderboard. Alright. So 5:18 is pretty damn good, in my opinion. Now let's do a full complete speedrun. Nope. I gotta get a good grab on that box. That wasn't bad. Too eager with it. Too eager with it. Come on, slow it down. Oh, it's a what? stroke. This feels so slow already. There's one act of the speedrun that I kind of hate, but I can take my time with this door a little bit because I have to wait for the ticket to print before I can move, or else the door won't open. .638. 638. That's actually a new record as well. No, it's not. No, it is. That's a new record for me. And that puts me at second. Solid second at the speedrun. If I could shave off 20 seconds, I would get first. I don't see that happening. How far away am I on the... I'm third on the any percent. I would have to shave off like 30 seconds. Let's give it a shot. This feels like a bad run. Yep, definitely feels like a bad run. 516. How was that better? That felt like such a bad run. All right, there's a chance here. There's a chance. There's a world where this happens. All right. I just can't make all those silly mistakes. Not off to a great start. Alright, any more few of those mistakes, I'm just going to leave. Start over. There's room to improve this. Jesus, screwing it all up. Might have saved that one with the fucking slam. If I catch the land, alright, there's a chance where this is fucking a pretty good run. Ugh, you're kidding me. Alright, I need to have a relatively perfect garden if I want this run to fucking go through. So far, not looking good. Yeah, we're just gonna... That was too many. Just gonna restart it. Alright, I gotta hit a perfect code right here. Oh, wrong gate, but that's fine. Through it. Threw it right there at the end. Let's see what we got. 523, yeah, I knew that wasn't going to be faster. Alright, but I'm happy with those. I'm happy with that. So I got a 516 and a 638, which puts me at third place in any percent and second place at 100%. I'm okay with that. I feel pretty good about that.